Hey guys, it's Kelly. Hey, I got another page done in my mini art journal and thought I would share. Got most of it recorded. Got some fun techniques in here that I thought I would share with you guys. So hope you like it. So I wound up using the Penny Black Hedgie Friends stamp set, and I colored that little dude. He's so cute with Distress ink off camera. I love using Distress ink as watercolor. Super quick and easy. If you guys want to see more videos on that, please let me know in the comments and I can display that for you in real time. I have a couple videos on my channel. Go check those out. But for the most part, I can do a brand new one with some new ink colors and have some fun with it and show you guys how to do that. So it's a 3x5 background. I use Mermaid Lagoon and Scattered Straw, really nice combination. And I just put it on with the sponge applicators that are on my desk right there, and then just spritzed it with water and used the paper towel to dab some of it up and called that done for the background, at least done at that point. And then the circle dies that I have, anytime I cut a die and I don't use it, I just keep it within the envelope for the dies, and then I pull those out first before I recut. That serves me really well. So if you're making those, make sure you save those. I like to save them in the envelope where I save my dies in. It works out well for me. So for this one, I stamped the Enjoy the Little Things from that Penny Black Hedgie Friends stamp set as well. Super cute and totally perfect for the focal point for this one. And then here's a hack that some of you may or may not be aware of. So for one, I make sure and dry the VersaFine ink. It's pretty wet to avoid smearing. Second hack is this tiny little guillotine from Fiskars. I've had it for a long time. It's still very sharp. It is just like any other cutter. The part that you hold down, holds the paper down, has guides on there to help you to cut a straight sentiment. So if you line up your stamped text with those guides, you get a perfect sentiment cut, rectangle or square, straight line cut every time. Now, a lot of people don't know that, but if you use those guides, you'll get it straight every time. I didn't know that when I first started, and my sentiments were always crooked. It drove me nuts. And then I finally figured that out. I'm like, oh, that's why it's there. Because there's a purpose for everything that's on all of our tools, and we don't always know it from the start. But yeah, so the cutting guides, use those. Ironically, for this one, it's an art journal. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. But the sentiment, as I'm playing with it, way too big. Way too big. So I just said, why am I fussing over this? I'll leave that in the video so I could show you guys to use the guides to make the sentiment strips perfectly straight. But at the end of the day, ironically, I use scissors and I just went with it. It's okay if it's not perfect, like I said. When you just allow yourself to forget about perfection in your art journal, it is really so much more enjoyable. Just we stress ourselves out over things that just don't matter. No one's getting this. This is just for me. This is just playtime for me. And it's great therapy. It helps me unwind and de-stress, and I absolutely love it. Hope you guys love doing it too. If you're scared to try it, please don't be scared. Just get a couple things. You don't need all these crazy products and everything to make this happen for you. You can use whatever you have. Again, no rules. Just make something pretty. So there, I just wound up using the circle die. You can add whatever focal point you want in there. And then I outline everything with Vintage Photo. I think that helps pull things together, kinds of frames it in, gives it a softer, more intentional look, in my opinion. And the glue that I got is from Simon Says Stamps. It's really good glue. I mean, it's great in the lid. Like I like to keep it upside down. If I don't keep it upside down, I notice it does get a little bit clogged at the front, but no, what glue doesn't get clogged? The only one that doesn't get clogged is the Bear Arts. And you put the needle in the fine tip, but I just didn't need a fine tip for this one, so there was no reason to pull that out. But I really like the Simon Says Stamps glue as well. So I had some butterflies cut, and I was trying to see, will that work on here? I probably could have made it work, but I went with less is more. And when I was looking at my background, I was like, it's just lacking. There's not enough interest in the background. So this is an old script stamp that I pulled off the wood block, and I just stamp it, parts of it here and there. And to me, it's like a night and day. The adding script to the background, real subtle, is so, it changes the whole thing. And it really just makes it look so much better. And so it brings it all together really nicely. And then that coupled with some splatters in the same color, you cannot go wrong for backgrounds. So, and it's all vintage photo. So what I splattered on there was just the vintage photo for oxide ink from my spray bottle. And I just dried it real well with my heat tool, and it works out great. If you don't dry that and you start putting stuff on it, obviously it's going to smear everywhere. So, and I didn't worry about sealing this in mixed media, mediums, things like that, because it's just, I wasn't going to put a whole bunch of water on it. There was just no need to seal it. So, but that's always an option. But when you use distress ink and things that are going to react with water, you always got to keep that in mind. So, and I got lots of videos on that. So placement, I just kind of went for right down the middle. Why not, right? Why not? And that cute little hedgy dude. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. They are so cute. Really, really easy to color, and literally only takes minutes. So again, if you want to see how to do that with distress ink or even oxide ink, if you want to know how to color with those and to treat them like watercolor, and you want to see videos on that, I can absolutely do that for you. So just let me know in the comments. So yeah, I'm looking at it thinking, wow, that looks great. Don't overthink it. Maybe you should just be done with the way it is now. But it still was missing something. It was still lacking something. And I do this to myself all the time. I'm like, what more could I do? You know what? You're overthinking it. Just put it away. And then once I put it in my book, there exactly what needed to be done was black soot to frame it in. I do that often, not every time, but almost every time. I'm going to use the foam so that I can just hit the outside with black soot, and that causes it to kind of frame it in. I don't want to bring it in too much because it would overpower it, I think, and I really love the colors. The colors on here are really soft and neutral. I really love it. So I just needed to hit the outside, the very edge, with the black soot distress ink to kind of frame it in, and that was what was missing. It's hard to tell the impact on the black glass mat that I have, but once I put it in the book, it does look a little bit better. It was worth it to me. And I don't overthink this. I just slap some glue on there and put it in my book. And I'll do a run through of this book with all the pages too in the future. And each signature has like a different story. So that framing it in right there worked out really well for me. That was the only thing that it was lacking, in my opinion. I could have gone on and on and on with this and done all kinds of different things, and I feel it would have been way too busy if I would have continued. So, and I left that in there too, just so you can see how the art journal book works. It's really simple, so easy to use. So I hope you guys like it. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, and I got a whole bunch more to come.